welcome back to Crafting with Chrissy. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing swell. For our next adventure, we're going to go ahead and build a lamp. So a few months ago, my boyfriend and I were shopping at this plant store right outside of Denver, and I was walking around and I saw that they had this table lamp, and I thought it was super cool. I took some pictures. I'll put them up here, but in a gist, the table lamp was a bird. About 2/3 up the rod was the shade, and then the head kind of poked out on top. You'll see in the pictures. So anyway, I got this lamp from Walmart. Obviously this is much bigger than a table lamp, but it's built in the way that is going to be helpful for what I'm doing. I'll go ahead and take it apart so that you can see that. There's the base of the lamp, and then 2/3 up the lamp is where the shade will go, and then there's some space up top. So I'm going to build it out so that the body of the bird is right here, and then it ends with the head of the bird right here at the top. So this is perfect. It's exactly what I need, and I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to go about doing it. So let's go ahead and get started planning. So I've cut out a piece of paper that is to scale to my lamp, and I've drawn out the thickness of the rod. I've drawn out the lines for the bottom part and then the top part, and then this middle part is where the harp is, where the light is going to be, and I need that to be blank. The bottom and the top parts, the way that the lamp actually puts together is that they screw together. And so I want to not put stuff over the screwed areas so that I'm able to take it apart if necessary. The top specifically, I really have to make sure that that rod is still able to unscrew, because that's how I'm going to put the lampshade on there. So my first step is I'm going to draw the life-size model for what I want it to look like, and then from there I'm going to cut out a flat cardboard piece to put in the middle, and then from there I'm going to add aluminum foil on top of it and then like tape it together with masking tape. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am doing a great blue heron, and great blue herons are an average of 48 inches tall, and my lamp is 51 inches tall, so I'm basically making a scale model of a great blue heron in the form of a lamp, and it's gonna be sick. Let's go ahead and sketch. Is that too big for a head? Maybe, but we're gonna go ahead. Okay people, are we ready? Cut out the pieces, and I have my lamp here. Let me fit on my lamp. See, like so. What I think I'm going to do is, because this obviously is like resting on the side of the pole and not like in the middle of the pole, I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to trace this like pole around it, and then I'm going to create a notch so that it like slides right over it. Okay, so I cut it out. see how this works. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I'm just gonna have to tape it. Let's cut the body now. And what I did from there is after I cut the notches, I taped those cardboard pieces to the poles, and then I wrapped some masking tape over the cardboard and started wrapping tin foil over the cardboard to build out the base shape of the heron head and body. I actually found this really difficult, never having built an armature or something similar. It's not technically an armature, I don't think, because there's no wire with it. It's just tinfoil wrapped around some cardboard and like haphazardly taped together, but it worked pretty well. I wish that I would have spent more time working on bulking out the tinfoil and making it more even and symmetrical. I thought that I was going to be more easily able to build out the body with a different material, using air dry clay, but that ended up not working out very well. So really the main base of the body of the heron was this tinfoil, and it worked well, but I think that I could have done it a little bit better. But in general, I do think that it worked really well to create what I needed for this project. And yeah, that's basically all that I did in this portion of the thing, so I'm gonna stop. Good afternoon. Welcome to day 2. So yesterday, as you would have seen, I finished my little base. Pretty much every inch of this thing that I'm going to cover with the air dry clay is wrapped in masking tape. So now it's time to just put on the clay and get started. Okay, I am back again. Didn't you miss me? So you might have heard me say right before this that I was going to use air dry clay for the body of the heron. Well, I did try that. I tried to put air dry clay over the tinfoil, and then actually what I did was I realized it wasn't sticking very well, so I paper mache'd the entire thing. Never having paper mache'd before, it was pretty fun. Definitely messy, but fun. And then I tried to stick air dry clay on it again, and it didn't work. Super frustrating, but it's okay. So it goes. So what I did was I just mixed together, I think it was just literally a mixture of flour and water and some glue to make this paper mache, and then dipped a bunch of newspaper in it, pasted it on there, and then later what you'll see me do to add the actual details into the heron, I put joint compound on the entire thing and used spatulas and toothpicks to like carve out the details that I wanted, the eyes, nose, all of the feathers, everything. So you'll see me do that next. And yeah, that's what I did for this round. And get back to me talking on the other end. Have fun. So as you would have just seen, I completed paper mache, and then I added some texture with some joint compound, and I added some few pieces of bulkiness with the air dry clay. I also painted the entire thing a base coat of black because I'm going to dry brush on some gold paint, but I didn't want the whole thing to be gold because I just think it looks a little bit more realistic if there's like, it looks like tarnish. I don't know, it just looks a little more realistic if there's some black undertones, especially in like the corners and the crevices. So what I'm going to do now is paint the gold on. And I'm just using like a gold metallic acrylic paint and kind of like a dry, bristle brush. This is the one that I have, and it's a fan brush. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you're not bored of listening to me talk, because I'm going to spend this time while you're watching me paint explain the lampshade of this lamp. I actually made the lampshade because it was a little bit of an awkward size. I couldn't find one at the thrift store that was tall enough to cover the blank space, basically, and I wasn't willing to spend like $40 to buy a new lampshade. So I made one. I used the hoops from the original shade that was on there, that rice paper shade, and then I got some fabric from the store and some poster board. Not the real like thick stuff, just like poster board paper, thick cardstock basically. And I cut that to the correct circumference of my circle. I just found like an online calculator to find the circumference of my circle based on the radius, pi r squared, right? And then I cut the poster board to that circumference and to the height that I wanted it. And then I wrapped the fabric around it and rolled it up in between the hoops and made my lampshade. I know it would have been nice to show the footage of that, but I lost it somehow, and which is a really big bummer. So really just seeing me make the body of the shade, which is juicy enough. Isn't she a nice, beautiful heron? Anyway, now we're on to the reveal, so I hope you guys are stoked.
Okay, this is amazing. I am obsessed with this. I can't believe it turned out as well as it did. There were certain points of this process that I really thought that it wouldn't turn out. And one of those was the first one, and the main one I think was when I was building out the body and like trying to sculpt and figuring out what to use to put the texture on here. And I think I did pretty well for this being my first time like building anything like that. I definitely think that it can be better. It's not super symmetrical, especially the face, but I think that that's totally fine. And I think that it looks good regardless. The one thing that I think I'm most unhappy with right now is the fact that you can see this line in the lampshade. But yeah, I think at this current moment in time, that's unavoidable. Again, I think that that could have been avoided if I had the ring that goes on the rim and then is kind of set into the lampshade. But I think that that could solve this problem. But that's an issue for later. This is totally functional, and I love it so much. I'm so happy. The height and everything, this is basically height-wise to scale, and like face-wise, beak length to scale for a real great blue heron. I didn't add the feather tendrils on the back of the head, mostly because I just was kind of excited to keep going and I didn't want to kind of turn around and fix that. So, you know, it doesn't look exactly like a heron, but regardless, I love it and would highly recommend you do a lamp DIY. Thanks for watching.